So, okay. Teaching on, well, it's Passover, so I'm teaching on Passover, which I think I probably do every year. It's like such a big moment in the Jewish calendar. So just for, I don't like to assume that everybody knows the story, but for the purposes of our practice today, Passover is the story of the Hebrews leaving Egypt, where they had been enslaved for several generations, and finally leaving Egypt and then spending a whole lot of time in the desert and then finally making it to Israel. So that's all you need to know for today. There's more to the story, but that's all for today. So the word for Egypt in Hebrew, Mitzrayim, is derived from the word narrow. So a lot of the teachings are about how this was really a movement from a narrowness of consciousness to an expanded consciousness. Narrowness of consciousness in that until this moment, it had been like several generations of being enslaved, and everyone was, and the Hebrews were just kind of like, all right, this is life, no one was sort of thinking beyond, oh, maybe we don't have to live this way, and we all do that. We all end up in situations, small and large, self-inflicted and circumstance-inflicted, where we find ourselves in situations where we get stuck for some reason or another, and we get into this, we get sort of squeezed. And so there's different, I'm just playing with these ideas of narrowness and expansion and what that means, So certainly if we're in a situation where we're being squeezed, it's probably a good idea to think about the ways we can move on from that. Even if it's a situation where you can't physically leave it for some reason or another, you're caring for a sick loved one, you're not going anywhere, and that is a restrictive situation, but then it's on the mental emotional level. How am I, freeing myself in the way that I'm thinking about it, and I'm reacting to it, Certainly in the body, if you get injured, if there's an injury or you're sick, physically you are restricted. There's things you can't do, and again, it can come to the sort of mental and the thought processes around it and the way that we're holding space for that. And then on the other side, we can get very sort of tunnel vision about the way that we are seeing things, and make the shift that way. We can be very restricted in our bodies, and some of us are, just in terms of genetics and how our bodies are put together. There are parts of the body that are tighter than others, And again, it's then how are we approaching that? Which is not to say it can't get better. It's not to say don't work on it. It's not to say, it's to say, okay, what how am I in relationship with that thing? And really, the story of narrowness and expansion is the entire story of our yoga spiritual practice. The teachings at the highest level say that the absolute supreme consciousness, which is infinite and not constrained at all, chooses to create whatever it chooses to create from its infinite energy, becomes something that's finite, right? All of us, everything in creation is a finite, everything that lives becomes a finite being. And then our spiritual practice is to then turn back on that, because then we have this experience of being small and separate and disconnected, because you're you and I'm me and we're all what we are. And we forget that we are this bigger thing, that we are connected in that way. And so the whole spiritual practice then is saying, okay, so I'm in this limited body, and we all are limited, meaning we don't have all the powers of supreme consciousness. I mean, we kind of do, but we don't really, right? we are divine, but not, the whole of divinity. But the practice then is to turn back and look at that and remember that that's who we are at our essence, that energy exists inside of us. And that's however narrow we might feel in any given moment, when we turn to our own infinite and indomitable spirit, then we remember, okay, that's part of who we are also. So we'll just play with these different narrowing and expanding energies in our practice today, in the ways that they both serve us, one not better than the other. We need both of them. We need their balance. So, Okay, let's do some yoga. Close your eyes. Take a moment to line up your body well, to sit well. And then let's just begin some Ujjayi breath, which is literally a narrowing of your airway to create a sounded breath. So just create a slight toning around keep a doming action in your mouth. So the tongue is down and there's this sort of doming action in the back of the mouth. But create a slight toning at the top of the throat as if you were making the sound like you were doing it with your lips closed. So that you're hearing your breath. And it's like pinching a hose to create a stronger stream of water through the hose. This is what we're doing with the breath. So as you create that slight constriction of the throat, this is the Ujjayi breath. It's a narrowing of the throat so that the energy that passes through becomes concentrated. So much more powerful. So you're listening to your breath, just let it help you attune to your body, attune to your rhythm you find yourself in today, whatever that might be. If it feels very restrictive, you can start by just doing it on the exhale and then breathing in a normal breath. If you're comfortable doing it on inhale and exhale, you can do it on both. Let's just sit with a couple more breaths, feeling this narrowing and concentrating of the pranic energy as a way of just focusing us. Narrowing can be a focusing energy. There's all your awareness on the sound that you're creating, the sound that you're hearing, and the feeling of the breath. Do your next exhale. Let your breath return to normal and just take a couple of normal breaths, feeling the effects of the Ujjayi breath on your normal breath on your body, mind, and your heart. And then draw your hands together at your heart and let's begin with our chant. 3 Ms together, 3 times through Om Namah Shivaya. Deep breath. Bow your head to your heart. Place your hands open your eyes. Okay, I'm going to stay seated for a warm up. So just switch the cross of your legs. If you're cross-legged, switch the cross and you're balancing out your hips and pelvis and all that. And then do a couple shoulder blade warm-ups here. So just a really sort of methodical shoulder roll. So take a breath in. As you breathe in, let your shoulders rise up towards your ears. And then as you breathe out, draw the shoulder blades back and then down, and then draw them forward again. And as you inhale, lift them up, draw them back, down, and then forward. So if you want to make it into a smoother movement, like a more circular movement, you could do that, or you can sort of stay with these 4 movements: up, back, down, forward. Feel all the muscles in the chest waking up, the muscles in the neck waking up, the muscles between the shoulder blades and the upper back waking up. Do one more. All right, I like to go the other way, and I forgot to go the other way. Just for a couple. Up, forward, down, back. Up, forward, down, back. Okay, good. And then just try to land in a place where you feel like all 4 of those things are happening at once. So up a little, back a little, down a little, forward a little, tops of the shoulders back, bottom tips forward. Yeah, so hold them into that space. And then drop your right hand over to the right. Take your left arm up. Good. Extend up through your fingertips. Try to keep the sense of your shoulder blade being held onto your back there steady. And then go to this pattern. As you exhale, twist across. You can take your hand to your knee, or you can take it to the floor. And then inhale and twist open. And then exhale and twist right, tap down. And inhale and open up. Peel your shoulder back at the bottom, shoulder back as well. And then do one more. Reach across. And then hold here for a moment, looking up towards your top hand. Shoulders up, back, down, bottom tips of the shoulder blades forward. One more breath. Good. And then take your right hand, your left hand over to the right again, and just extend out your left leg. You can bend your elbows, let your head come down towards the floor. You got to coordinate with your neighbor. And then come up and tap, knee to armpit, and then extend out. Make sure you're not kicking anyone. And then knee to armpit, coming up, contracting the side body, and then extending out, reaching out long. And one more. And extend. Okay, good. And then come on up. Hold your leg back in. Drop your left hand. Keep your right arm up. Lean left. And then go to the twist pattern. Exhale. Tap left. Inhale. Open up to the right. Exhale. Tap left. Inhale. Open up. Shoulders back. One more. And hold at the top. Keep your left shoulder back with your right shoulder back. Gaze up at the right fingertips rather, if that's comfortable for your neck. And then exhale the hand back over to the left. Unfold your right leg, extend it out long, bend into your elbows. And then come on up, tap, elbow to armpit, and then lean forward, bend your elbows, good. And then bring it back in. And a couple more. Squeeze, tone your belly, round your spine a little as you're coming up. A little bit of a back warm up here too. And one more. Good. And then come back up, fold that leg in front. And then one more thing. Seated, arms out to the sides. The elbows a little bit soft, so the arms aren't sort of rigidly straight. Elbows a little soft. And then just start rotating the hands up and down and letting the spine move with it. As soon as you inhale, roll the thumbs up, roll the shoulders back. As you exhale, roll the thumbs down. And a couple just like that. And then let the movement become bigger. Round forward, look towards your belly. Inhale, come up, roll your shoulders back, big back bend, and do one more. And palms up. Good. And then release your hands in front of you and find your way into downward facing dog. In terms of our bodies and our asana practice, one of the ways that narrowness and expansion plays out is in the muscles of the body, and how one has to turn for another one to open. They're called agonist muscles. So go a little wide with your feet for a moment. Let's just play with this in the legs here first. So with the feet, with the knees wide, bend your knees like a squat, both knees together. And feel like you're pulling your heels towards your hips and your hips towards your heels, feeling the whole back of the leg firing up, the hamstrings, the calves. And then press your legs straight or straighter and firm the thigh muscles, the quadriceps. See if you can even have a sense of lifting your toes and firming up the muscles in the front of the shin to help the calf open up. And then as you bend your knees, feel the hamstrings activate. And then straighten your legs and feel the quads, anterior tibials, feel those fire up. And one more time, just this slow, methodical attuning to one body part expanding while another part narrows and contracts. And then with your legs straight, now do the same thing in your arms. So bend your elbows out to the sides. Feel your biceps fire, your upper back muscles fire. And then straighten your arms. Feel the triceps, the back of the arms contract, straighten the arms. And just do a couple like that, bending and straightening. And then hold the arms straight and the legs straight, and just have this sense of doing both of those things at once, the narrowness and the expansion, so that you have a sense of your whole body in this state of toned expansion. Arms, legs, back muscles, abdominal muscles. Take one more breath where you are. Walk yourself forward to the front of your mat. Lengthen your spine. Come on, all the way up. Reach up and stretch up. Good. Exhale, release your arms. Step your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Go a little wider than like the outer edges of your mat. Bend your knees. Poke your hips back behind you. Good. And then drop right shoulder to left knee. Push your left knee right knee out wide as you do that. And then inhale, center. Go to the other side. Left shoulder over towards the inner right knee. Look up for your right shoulder. And then just back and forth a few times. Keeping the hips steady. Pulsing the shoulders side to side a few times. With breath. Then come to center. Widen out your heels so that the feet are parallel. Drop your hands down to floor or mat or blocks. And then bend and straighten the knees here a few times. Again, having that sense of pulling your heels towards your butt and then squeezing your thigh muscles to straighten your legs. Feeling the back muscles tone as your hips go back and your spine lengthens, and then feeling the abdominals tone as we fold forward and the back muscles open up. Just playing this dance of narrowness and expansion. Noticing which perhaps you need a little bit more of in one place or another. Then hold in your forward fold, hold here. Breathe to the bottom of your breath. You can always come back to the Ujjayi breath. That's a way of breath we can use through the whole asana practice to help focus our energy and our awareness. And then on an inhale, lengthen your spine, push through your feet, come up, reach up. And exhale, let your arms release. Good. Step closer, step to hip distance apart. Come to the front of your mat. Take your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers together. Good. Make your legs steady and strong. Create that sense of toned expansion in legs. So muscles hugging in towards the bones, but having this sense of a fullness at the same time. Stretch your arms straight back behind you. The shoulder blades will squeeze in towards the spine, but not so much that there's a pinching. There should still be a broadness even in the upper back. Good. As you exhale, fold forward, arms towards the sky, head towards the floor. And then bend your knees, chair pose, rest your belly on your thighs, half chair, poke your hips back, reach your hands back, reach the crown of your head forward. Then fold over again. And just like that, one more time, bend the knees deeply, sit way back, reach way back, neck long. And then exhale. One more time. Hold here. Hug your upper back muscles in a little more. Hug the heels of your hands together a little closer. Yeah. Roll the bottom tips of the shoulder blades in. Exhale, release your hands down. Walk back. Plank pose. Hug your hands towards each other. Feel like you're squeezing your hands, your arms, legs towards each other. Engage the muscles in your chest, but at the same time, engage the muscles in your upper back. Take another breath here. Exhale, legs strong. Chaturanga. You can always put knees down first. Inhale, come to cobra without your hands. So just get that whole back chain turned on. Turn on the legs. Turn on the glutes. Turn on the middle upper back muscles. Keep them working. Plant your hands and come on up so that you can expand more fully into the pose. Take one more breath and exhale back, downward facing dog. Take a minute in dog to pedal and shift hips if you like to move in your dog pose. The narrowness, we sort of see narrowness as a negative, but it's not, of course. None of these are emotional valuations that we put onto things. Narrowness is a focusing, it's a concentrating of energy. Bend your knees, step or hop forward. And that's necessary to get stuff done. You know, using the example of my son, lengthen your spine, come on all the way up. Exhale, release your hands. My son like sit at the computer for hours and hours and hours and hours producing music, which is amazing and wonderful because he produces amazing music, but doesn't then remember to, go to school or do the dishes or any of those things. So of course there's the dance between the narrowness, but we need that narrowness. The point is, right, like the narrowness can be good for that focusing of energy. So use that as a focusing of practice this morning. So come to Tadasana, tone your muscles, feel a focusing of your energy, right, of your awareness, of your consciousness, just coming to be really present with yourself so that you're just here. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale and lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back plank. Knees up or down, up to you. Chaturanga. Inhale, come on up to your cobra or up dog. Let the back muscles do the work here, not just the arms. The arms are just here to assist. Let the muscles in the back body do the work. Good, downward facing dog. Narrow your stance a little bit and then sweep your right leg up into dog split and take whatever version of dog split you like. Whatever serves you today. As either a concentrating and a focusing of your energy, or maybe an expanse of your energy. Good. Inhale, step up into warrior 2. As you bend into your right knee, again, have a sense that you're pulling your right heel towards your right sit bone. So you're not just collapsing with gravity, but you're activating that hamstring muscle to pull you a little deeper into the pose. And then use your quadricep in the back leg to push the top of your thigh bone back. Use the muscles along the back body to let the front body lengthen a little bit more. Drop your back hand to your back leg. Reach up, curl back. Keep bending deep into the front knee. And tone your right glute muscle more to push the right knee more wide towards the pinky edge so that hip opens up a little more. Straighten out your front leg. Inhale, come up. Thigh muscle. It's not a collapse into the back of your right knee. Firm the quadricep of your right leg, firm the calf of your right leg, so that leg feels strong and yet expanded at the same time. And same thing with your spine. One more breath here. We're going to take it into Ardha Chandrasana. So you can keep your top hand up or you can take it to your hip. Step forward into your right foot. Take your right hand out in front, either on the floor or on a block at any height. Float up your left leg behind you. But if you're just hanging on trying to balance, hang on and try to balance. To expand the pose, straighten your standing leg a little more. Straighten your lifted leg a little more. Spin your chest a little more towards the sky. Yes, take your left hip over your right hip, your left shoulder over your right shoulder. Yeah, that's it. One more breath. Lovely, guys. Step back, downward facing dog. You can hold in your dog. If you need a rest, you can take a rest, or you can come through vinyasa here. Plank. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Dog split, second side, left leg up. Mirror what you did on the first side, whatever that was. Playing this edge of narrowness and expansion. This edge of concentrating our energy and yet at the same time letting it unfurl and unravel out into the world in this beautiful way. Step up, warrior two. Make sure the left knee is pointing straight up the second toe and pull your left heel towards your left sit bone. So again, instead of just letting sort of gravity take you down, pull your heel towards your sit bone. Firm your right thigh muscle, press it back. Be really active in the back muscles. Feel the muscles that run from the pelvis all the way into the neck. Fire up so the shoulders move back a little and the throat and the ears move back. And then take it to reverse so those muscles work a little bit harder to open up the front of the body. Work the left glute muscles a little bit harder so that left knee is pressing wide to the left. Good. Now bring your awareness to your right quadricep, your right thigh. Firm those muscles. There's 4 of them. See if you can feel all 4 of them firming. Straighten out your left leg, left leg. And then inhale, come up and over. Trikonasana. Tone your left quad, not quad, calf. I'm thinking calf and I'm saying quad. Left calf muscle. So the whole back of that leg is firing up, supporting you so you can turn your belly a little more, open up. Good. You can go top hand to the hip or keep the top hand lifted. Step into your left foot. Left hand goes out in front. Try to keep your left toes pointing straight ahead. They're going to want to turn in. Keep them pointing straight ahead. And bring your hands forward a little bit more, like towards the front of the room, like this way more. So there's a little more space. That's it. That's it. Sorry. Okay, good. And then legs strong, both legs. Stack shoulders, stack hips. One more breath. Okay, big step back. Downward facing dog. Hold or flow. Okay, we're going to step up into Parsvakonasana now. So step up with your right foot, and then step in with your left foot and go up to stand. So it's a little bit of a shorter stance than the warrior stances. And with the angle of the back foot, it can be turned out a little bit for balance. It can be turned in a little more to help bring the hips to face front. And then our options for arms here, you can stay hands on hips, just squeezing the elbows in towards each other. You can hold opposite elbows behind you. You could go reverse prayer. Any of those options works. Okay, from your quadricep muscles, your thigh muscles, feel your kneecaps lift up. Not so much that you feel pressure in the back of the knee. So my hyperflexy friends, keep it gentle in the knees. Yeah, lengthen through your spine. Hinge from your right hip. Spine long. Come forward over your right leg. Keep extending your legs out of your pelvis, your spine out of your pelvis. Your elbows lifting, let your head release. Keep your shoulders lifting, let your head release. The muscles in the back body narrowing so the front of the body stays open as well. Exhale, release your hands down, fold a little deeper. Want to take the stretch into the calf. You can lift up onto your right heel, lift your toes up if that feels too intense. Put on the floor. You're lifting your foot either way, actually. Feel a sense of pulling the pinky edge of your right foot back so that you can pull your right hip back a little more. Okay, plant your right foot, shift your weight forward, hands on floor or on blocks, float up into standing split. Get your lifted leg straight. That's the easier one to straighten. Yeah, get that lifted leg firing. And then straighten out your standing leg. Let your spine spill over. And take 2 breaths to just find the balance place between narrowness and expansion. Big step back, downward facing dog. Hold or float through vinyasa. We'll meet back together in dog and then Parsvakonasana. Left foot forward. Step in a little with the right foot. Come on up. If you, whatever you did with your hands on the first side, do that here. So hands on hips. The other elbow on top. Come back to your reverse prayer. Stretch your legs out really long. Stretch your spine out really long. And then hinge from the left hip. Right at the crease of the hip, extend your spine out. Spine on long for as long as you can. So feel those back muscles firing. Muscles between the shoulder blades active. And even as you fold a little deeper, let those muscles stay just gently awake and alert. On your next exhale, release your hands to the mat. Or blocks. You lifted up your toes, the front toes on the first side, your right toes, lift up your left toes here. Pull from the pinky edge of the foot back to the outer hip. Pull the outer hip back. And then plant your foot. Lean forward into your left foot. Get your lifted leg up straight behind you. Extend it. And then extend the standing leg as fully as you can. Squeeze your quadricep muscles. Gently. Keep the knees. The back of the knee should be open. Firm the muscle as much as you can while still keeping the back of the knee open. On an exhale, big step back. Downward facing dog. Vinyasa moment here, if you like. And let's all sit back into child's pose, hips to heels, arms out in front. Rest your head on something, hands, mat, arms, whatever's available. Turn inside. Turn to the infinite spirit, the expansive spirit housed within this narrow, limited body. Whatever way you're feeling that in your own body today or in your mind, just let the infinite spirit make itself known. Let it pour out into the finite space that is your body, that is your breath, that is your being. All right, come on up to tabletop. Step your right foot between your hands and go really long here. So go into as long a stance as is reasonable for your back, for your hip flexor, but we do want a hip flexor stretch here. Yeah, that's it. Front knee, you know, we teach this at first with the knee over the ankle, which is safer for the knee and for all knees. So if you've got knee stuff, knee over the ankle is a place to stay. If your knee feels comfortable closing, you can take the knee forward and you've got the ankle flexibility. You can bring your knee forward over your toes if that feels like a reasonable thing for your body to do. All right, hands up to your front thigh. Create a little resistance in your back thigh. So feel like your back, the top of your left thigh bone pulling back gently. Tone your belly and tone your pelvic floor. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Good. To sit a little deeper, pull your right heel to your right sit bone. To take it into more of a back bend, stay stable in your belly, but pull your shoulders and your ears and your throat back a little. And then just hold here, breathing, dancing between narrowness and expansion. Okay, hands over to the left for lizard lunge now. So for this one, you might want to go a little wider. So you can heel toe the right foot out to the right a little. You can turn the toes out to the right a little, so they're pointing more towards the upper right corner. And then come down to your elbows onto blocks or floor. Whatever version of this pose you like, do that. Whatever version of this pose feels like a reasonable thing for your body to do. So, Jeannie, you want your knee really over your ankle more. Yeah. Like that. Yes. Take 2 more breaths, letting the muscles between the shoulder blades fire up a little bit. Still pushing the arms down into the mat, but letting the shoulder blades pull onto the back a little bit more intently. And then come on up into your hands. Switch your legs. So left foot to center. Right knee well back behind the hip. Back toes are tucked or untucked. If your back ankle has a tendency to sort of collapse out to the side, tuck your toes so that the ankle is straight. Or just hug your ankle in so that your ankle is straight. Take your hands to your front thigh. Yep. And then pull your left heel to your left sit bone to sit into the lunge a little deeper. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Good. Tone your pelvic floor. Tone your low belly. And then tone the muscles between the upper back and curl back any amount. Reach back as if you could reach for your foot behind you. Maybe you can. I can't. Reach for it. One more breath here. Exhale, hands to the right. Heel toe left leg. You can go a little wider with that left foot. With the left leg, rather. Turn the left toes out a little bit. Should not have pain in the knee here. It should be more of a hip stretch. Your knee is bothering you. Come up a little higher. Don't close the knee so much. Whatever version you do on the first side, just mirror that here. Keep the back leg participating in the pose. There's still a narrowing of the muscles in the back leg so that it feels supportive. The right side pulling back gently as you're pulling your left heel in towards your sit bone a little bit more. On your next inhale, come on up. Let's go back to dog. Last vinyasa opportunity. And make your way to Uttanasana or bend. Lengthen your spine and rise up with your breath. Exhale, let your arms release by your sides. Good. Narrow your stance, bring your feet close together. And we're coming down into Malasana. So feet together, knees wide, traditional garland pose. Heels can be up or down. You can put your heels on a blanket if that feels more supportive. You don't like them just hanging out in space. But feet together, knees wide. Yeah. And then let your hips sink down. Yeah, be mindful of knees. So if you have to go wider with your feet and sit up higher in your squat for a knee situation, do that. That's fine. Okay.
Walk your hands way out in front of you, but keep pushing your hips back. So there's a lengthening out of the pelvis. You can stay here, or you can wrap your hands around the front of your shins. You can squeeze your shins into your arms, widen your arms out into your shins, and then try to bring your head closer to the floor. Curling into a little yoga ball. Yeah, like that. Got it. Around the front of the shins. Yep. And then work your abdominal muscles a little bit more. Breathe to the bottom of the breath. Narrow the front of the body so the back body opens. Okay. If you're on your heels, release your hands. Straighten your legs. Fold over. Okay. I'm going to take this into crow pose. So we'll squat down again. You could do the same pose again if you're not doing arm balancing today, or if this pose is not a great pose for your body for whatever reason, skip it and just do that same thing we just did. If you're doing crow, stay with me. Plant your hands, spread your fingers out really wide. And then finger pads right under the fingernails, that's the break. So claw your fingers. Lift your hips up a little bit, squeeze your knees in. Tone your belly. Lift your navel towards your spine. Lift your head. Look forward. Rock forward into your hands. Then once your feet feel lighter, engage your hamstrings. Pull your heels to your butt. Maybe one leg, maybe both legs. Of course, you could put a crash pad out in front. Yep, not a bad idea. People do crash in this pose sometimes. Squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in. Yeah, yeah. That's it. All right, rest for a sec. Yeah, it's a hard pose. But that squeezing action of the legs. So if I'm not squeezing my legs, what happens is my legs and my elbows kind of sway out to the sides, right? Everything's sort of like, and then we fall. So it's got to be this upward and inward squeeze. So as your knees are coming to your arms, you're squeezing in. Like you see that action? So if I'm here and I'm trying to come forward, my knees are going to just slide right off, right? So I'm bringing them up above the elbow. They got to be above the elbow. Then I'm squeezing my arms in. I'm squeezing my legs in. I'm lifting in my belly. And then it's just a matter of bringing your weight into your fingers. But there's got to be that lift, that squeeze and lift. Try one more. Or don't. You're grown-ups. Do whatever you want.
Letting my skin come out a little here.
Yeah, sure.
I kept wishing I could put Velcro on my.
On your, yeah, yeah. But if you squeeze in a lot, yeah, sure.
Feel it that.
Sure. Yep. Yep. That's it. All right. Rest in Uttanasana. All right, lengthen your spine. Come on up. I mean, sometimes slippery clothing is challenging. It's true. Sometimes that is the thing. But like in tree pose, I was convinced I just had the most slippery pants ever for years. You know, I just have slippery pants. But if you squeeze it, the leg stays there. Okay, right arm out to the side. Okay. Yeah, stagger with your neighbor. Okay, do that same thing we did at the start. So up a little, back a little, bottom tip down a little bit, not so that you're shortening the side body. Like you don't want to feel crunched here. But down a little bit, and then bottom tip the shoulder blade forward. Keep that. Bring your arm across. Hug it. Yeah. So it's good. Then the shoulder blade's going to slide off the back here a little bit. That's okay. It's got to. That has to happen. Notice if as that's happening, your shoulder's hiking up towards your ear. So try to keep it, back and down a little. You can stay here, or you can wrap into eagle arms. Step your feet closer together. Bend your knees, poke your hips back behind you. Bring your weight to your right foot. Cross your left leg over for Garudasana legs. Good. Get it up as high onto the leg as you can. Squeeze the legs together. Squeeze the arms together. And then use that narrowing, that squeezing in to pull in closer. Try to pull elbows towards knees. Curl yourself in even a little bit more. Then even as you feel the body narrowing, let your spirit expand inside so you're not collapsing. One more breath. Good. Inhale, come up and unravel. Okay. Release the arms. Roll out the shoulders for a moment. Left arm across. So left arm out first. Up a little, back a little, out a little, forward a little. Find that place where it's really settled onto the back. And then hug
Hug it across with your right elbow. Good. Notice how the breath, you can use the length in the side body and the breath to help keep a little spaciousness underneath the shoulder blade. Stay there or wrap your arms. Bring the elbows to center. If the arms are wrapped, sit your hips back. Cross your right leg over. Get up as high as you can. Bend your standing leg as deep as you can. You gotta make a big shelf. That's it. Squeeze your legs. Then squeeze everything in. Draw into yourself. Feel the confines of your skin, not as a limitation, but just as a boundary for you then to expand into. Take one more breath. Okay, inhale, come on up. And unravel and roll out. Okay, right arm out to the side again. I'm going to back you for this one. Now, you may want to have a strap. We're going to do Bakasana arms. You may want to have a strap in your left hand for this. If you don't have a strap and you want to go find a strap, go find a strap. Okay, right arm out to the right. Breathe in, lengthen the side body, let the shoulder rise up a little bit as you breathe. And then try to keep the shoulder back. So as the hand turns in, try to not let your shoulder roll way forward. Right, just turn your hand back. Then bring the back of your hand to the back of your sacrum. Good, now lengthen up and draw it back and creep that hand up a little more. And then lengthen up, and you can use your left hand to push the shoulder back a little bit and then creep it up a little higher. And then do one more. Breathe it. Creep it up a little higher. Then take your left arm up and reach back for your right fingers. You can hold a strap or something behind you to catch. Yeah. That's it. Keep both armpits back. Okay, here's the other little trick. You can reach under and you can kind of nudge it up with your left hand. You can reach and sort of bring it up a little bit more if that's helpful. Don't create tension or tightness in your shoulder doing that. Okay, slowly release. Okay, left arm out. Big breath in. Lengthen from hip to armpit. Turn the hand backwards without letting the shoulder roll forward. Then hand to the sacrum. Right hand to the front of your shoulder. Breathe in, move it back, slide it up. Breathe in, let it lift up, move it back, slide it up. If you want to use the hand to nudge it up a little, you can. And then when you're ready, right arm up, reach for your fingers behind. Be kind to your shoulders. Be gentle to your shoulders. If you cannot reach your fingers, it doesn't matter. The idea is just let's move the hand up the back as much as we can so we create an openness and a more mobile and yet still stable shoulder. Okay, release your hands and roll out. Okay, so those are the actions that we need now to move into bound Parsvakonasana. So again, you might want to use a strap for this. I'll show the pose and then I'll show it with options. So we'll come forward. The hand's going to come inside the leg. And then you dive under. So all the things we did standing, I'm pulling my heel forward to sit into this hip. I'm pushing my calf forward. That calf is toning to get my shoulder underneath. And then same thing. The hand turns around. Hand to the back. Reach for the wrist. And then once I've got it, I've narrowed myself here to get the hand. Now I'm going to expand into it. And I'm going to dance between those two. If you can't reach your hand, you hold the strap in your top arm, right? And then this arm goes under, and you just hold right here, and that works too. Don't go between your legs like this. Go around your hip. So you're getting that top arm behind your back a little bit, so you still get a little bit on your shoulder. All right. Warrior two legs. Yeah. Top right leg into warrior two. Yeah, right foot forward into warrior two. Both legs are in warrior two. Yes, not just your right leg. Thank you. I meant right foot forward. Bend your right knee, pull your heel to your butt, and then go hands. If you're holding a strap, hold it in your left hand. Pull your right heel to your right sit bone. Sit really deep into that right hip. Push the right calf forward. Snuggle your right arm underneath your leg. Turn your hand behind your back. Bring the back of your hand to the back of your hip, and then scoop your right arm over, left arm over, either with a strap or hand to hand. That's it. Create that narrowing to grab, to find the strap, and then expand into it. You're right. Good. Lean back a little. Stretch your back leg longer. Stretch your spine a little longer. Okay. Keep your bind. Press your front leg straight or straighter. Yeah. Like a bound triangle. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Firm your quadricep muscles. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Okay. And then release that. Let it go. Yeah. Come on up. Switch your feet. Left foot forward. Bound Parsvakonasana. You know, yoga is about yoga. The word yoga means yoking. It means union. It means joining. It means bringing together. You know, there's a narrowness that happens there. Anytime we join ourselves to one thing, it means we're foregoing something else. That's not a negative. Bend into your left knee. Yeah. Get your right lean in. Pull your heel to your sit bone. Get your arm under. And once you find it or find your strap, that's it. Then expand into it. Yeah, that's good, Mary. Just move the top shoulder back a little bit. Ed, go underneath your leg. Take your arm from the inside. Go inside. Bring your arm inside your leg. Like that. Like that. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay, now straighten your leg. Any amount. Any amount. Any amount. Firm your quadricep. That's it. One more breath. All right, and release your hands. Come on up to stand. Yes, drop and strap. Do a little march out. Roll out your shoulders. It's a lot for the shoulders, I know. All right, we're going to come down to sit. You can sit. You can do the hands-free sit, or you can do use your hands to help you sit. We're going to come to Navasana. So legs up, feet up. Rock to the front edge of your sit bones. Pull your shoulders back. Good. Stretch your legs any amount straighter. Hold here. That's it. Breathe. Steady. Firm your quadriceps. Let your legs do some of the work here. Firm the muscles between your shoulder blades. Okay, fold your legs. Fold over. Reach your hands out in front. And do one more. And I'll give you the bound version option. So you do the same thing we just did, or you can do the yoga toe lock, which is pointer and middle finger between the first big toe and the second toe, and then the thumb locks on top. And then you're holding your toes and stretching your legs out. The wider version is easier. If you want to do the wider version, do the wider version. That's fine. Push your feet into your hands. Pull with your arms. That's it. Let your face, your eyes, your jaw relax. You want to take it deeper, bend your elbows to the sides. Bring your head towards your knees towards your head. Good. And then slowly rebend the knees and extend your legs. Okie dokie. Lean back into your hands. Cross your right ankle on top of your left. That's it. So start long. You can just give yourself space there to get the ankle on top. And then flare out the toes, straighten out your ankle. Then walk if you're looking for deeper stretch, walk your hands in, walk your heel in. You have wayward ankles. Look at your ankle, make sure that it's staying straight so we're not pulling into the knee joint. Yeah. One more breath, pull your shoulders back. We're going to take this into, actually, let's just do the other side and we'll do it. Okay, switch sides. It's too complicated. So left ankle on top. Push your left knee towards the top edge of your mat. Pull your left heel, your right knee towards the top edge of your mat as you're pulling your left heel. Feel any place within you that feels narrow. And spent the last month and a half or so working on the prana vayus, right? So talked a lot about moving energy into places that need more spaciousness. So your awareness, use that as a tool as well. Okay, uncross. We're going to come to Gomukhasana. So we'll go right leg under. So slide your right foot underneath your left foot. Your right knee is more in front of your left hip, and your heel is outside of your hip, and you're on the pinky side of your foot. Okay, now that might be a lot, and you might just come to here, right? Bring this foot on top. Traditionally, it's knee over knee. So I have to lift up my butt a little bit. Then I sort of work my foot on the floor to snuggle the left knee on top of the right knee. Then you're working to pull your heel, your left heel towards your outer right hip. If one hip is up, if the hips feel skewed, you can sit on a blanket for this or even up on a block, and that might make things somewhat easier. I won't say easy, but somewhat easier. All right. So create this sense at the same time. Feel your inner thighs pull towards each other. Spin your inner thighs down towards the floor. Ground your left hip. But at the same time, feel like you're pulling the bones of your pelvis out wide. I don't know how else to say it. That sounds like a weird thing to say, but see if you can do that. Okay, then we're going to go, which arm is easier? Let's go under first. So right arm over to the right. Spin it up behind. Do that same thing we did it standing once. So same thing, whatever you did to snuggle that hand up your back. Yep, get your strap if you need it. Sorry, I should have told you to get it. And then left arm comes up. And left hand reaches for right hand. And then you can stay here. You can take the whole thing forward. Even if you're just tipping your pelvis forward a little bit, try to keep that sense of expanding the bones of the pelvis right to left. All right, come back up, forward, slowly unravel your arms, slowly unravel your legs. A little wind shiver. Okay, then the right foot will stay out in front. Put the left leg underneath you. So the left knee is more in front of the right hip. The left pinky edge of the foot is outside the right hip. Then again, for me, I come forward a little bit. I lift up. That's a point that you can slide a block or a blanket or something underneath you to lift up your hips a little bit. You want to really keep the pinky edges of your feet pressing down. The inner thighs are coming together, but the pelvis is widening out. So if your left hip is up and you cannot, your right hip is up and you can't get it down, put a blanket under your butt so that you're sitting level on your sit bones. Okay, left arm to the left. If you want to skip the arms, just skip the arms. It's okay. Turn the hand around, shoulder back, creep it up behind, and right arm up. That's it. Hold fingers or hold strap. How face hold going across. So here or come forward. As you're coming forward, have this sense of the whole pelvis tipping forward. You're not just pushing your low back out, right? Tip your pelvis forward. Push your sit bones wide and back. All right, slowly inhale. Unravel your arms, take care, move slowly. Sometimes it's like we have to come into those narrow, constricted poses so that we can then appreciate the expansiveness. Okay, have a blanket. Everybody have a blanket. Have a blanket folded once behind you. Now, it might be that you sit on it. We're going to come into Marichyasana, open twist, but we're going to then see if we take it into Hasta Padangusthasana, and that's what the blanket's for. So, stretch out your left leg, bend your right knee. Good. Hug it in close. And for this pose, you want to bring it in as close as you can. Sometimes we step out to the side, widen a little bit. This one, pull it in as close as the knee will allow for. Squeeze your legs together. That's it. Then bring your upper right arm to your inner knee and twist left. So you're twisting away from that leg, the lifted leg. Yep. Twist left. Just take a couple of breaths to twist. Then if you want to take this deeper, you can wrap your arm around the front of your leg. So around the front of your shin, reach your left hand behind your back, and bind around the bent knee. That's too much for a shoulder. We've done a lot of binding, a lot of shoulders today. If it's too much, yeah, around the front. So you got it.
That's it. Okay. Here, got the bind, release that, release your twist, take a little counter twist. Okay, so here's the next pose, Hasta Padangusthasana. You're gonna reach for your foot with both hands, and then you're gonna lift up and bring both legs between your arms, push your foot into your hand, and see if you can hover your butt off the floor. Now, here's where the blanket might be helpful. Start with your hips on the blanket. If that feels like an impossible task, start with your hips on the blanket and your heel on the blanket. Put your heel on the blanket, and then lift up, and it might like a whole lot easier. It might not, but it might. That's it. Yeah, you can hold your foot with a strap.
Sort of standing on your bed.
You're standing on your, like you're hovering up on the floor. You're hovering your butt. Yeah.
Push your foot forward.
Shift into your front foot. The blanket.
A lot from Monday morning.
I know, a lot for Monday morning. I know.
After
I know. There's like a whole lot of situation happening here. Do it however you like. The blanket makes it slightly easier for some people. A little easier. Okay, let's do the other side. That's like an ankle mobility situation and like a core lift. Okay, twist open. So left arm inside the left leg. Right hand behind you, twisting to the right. Yep. The right toes pointing straight up. Yep, that right leg out straight. Okay, then you can stay here or you can bind around the front of the shin. Left arm in front of the left shin, right hand behind the back. Be kind to your shoulders. If you've had enough, have enough. It's okay. Okay, inhale. And release, face front. Okay, so now hold. So you get a hold of your foot. Scoot back onto the blanket if you need to. Get a hold of your foot. Then I sort of lean back, so I get the weight, like a sort of upward trajectory of that leg pushing outwards. And then you got to shift forward, get a little, maybe use a little momentum, but push forward with your right foot into your hands. Get your knee between your arms. Yes, knees in between the arms, not out to the side. That makes it easier. Squeeze in, squeeze in, squeeze in. Yep. Okay. And then all right. I lower down. Holy cow, no, my knees will never do that in a million years. Really? That's so funny. Craig is saying like it's easier for him to like come down like this. I mean, like, oh my god, my knee is not happy with that situation. Okay, but you can do it that way. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That knee will do. The other knee will do. Okay. Okay, let's take a minute for inversion. You can, if you want to come to a wall, if you want to just do hips up on a block for a modified shoulder stand. Please, if you're doing an actual shoulder stand, please put blankets under your shoulders, support your neck. If you can balance where you are for a headstand, for handstand. If you want a hand, call me over. If you need a hand, call me over. Yeah, or you can just do a modified hips up. Yeah, Mary, come over here.
Everybody's living today.
No. All right. Okay, so Sarah, come down for a second. It's actually backwards where you have the blanket, which is putting more pressure into your neck. One second. Okay. You want to keep the sleeves underneath your neck. So shoulder, head on the floor, shoulder. That's
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
I'm just
yeah. I mean, it's okay. If your head feels better that way, that's okay. It is flattening your neck a little bit, but you're not weight bearing like you are doing that.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do. How does that feel, Sarah? Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Begin to find our way back down from whatever you're in slowly. Then come to your back if you're not there already. Off your block if you're on a block. Bring your knees to your chest. Hug your knees in. And then hold one knee in each hand and just circle your legs. Make big circles away from each other and then in towards each other. And then bring your legs together. Have your kneecaps in the center of your palms. Your fingers are around the front of your legs. Yeah. And then let the weight of your feet just drop towards the floor. So the weight of your knees is coming into your hands. Yes, almost like you're trying to drop your feet to the floor in front of you, but your hands are holding back. And so that's a nice psoas release there. So just let your knees be heavy in your hands. Try to stay relaxed in your shoulders. Good. And then widen out your knees, reach between your knees, and catch your feet for Ananda Balasana. Any version of this you like, rocking, holding, you like one leg straight and then the other leg straight or both together. It's an option too. And then release your feet down to the mat, legs as wide, feet as wide as the mat, knees bent. Drop both knees over to the right. Reach your arms up overhead. Try to work your inner left knee towards the floor. If it bothers your knee, you can always put a block underneath your knees. Yeah, if you're looking for deeper stretch, you can cross the right ankle on top of the outer knee. If you're uncrossed, bring your knees up, drop them over left. Work your inner right knee towards the floor. The outer left knee, arms up overhead. Sorry. Yeah, you can pull back. There you go. Thank you. Biting you. All right, uncross the legs. Put it back up. Find your way to Shavasana. Let your body soften, release. Create a sense of expansionness. So just do a scan. If there's narrowness anywhere in your body, just adjust, shift, move so that there can be a sense of fullness and expansion. The whole body can just stretch out. Feel your whole body expanding on the floor. As if you were an ice cube on a hot sidewalk, just melting, spreading out, releasing. Follow your breath, steady and deep. Follow it inside. Let your awareness seek out a place of infinite expansion within you. There's no boundaries, there's no narrowness, no limitations, just absolute freedom.
body to stretch again. Up your knees, roll to your side, and find your way up to here. Narrowness and expansion, this pulsation all of life is doing. Each have their place. Can be physically narrow, mentally expansive. We can be emotionally narrow, physically expansive. We can be all these things, different ways in our bodies, all at the same time. It's not this or that, it's this and that. It's the marrying together all of life's beauty and messiness and complication and challenge and love and all of it. Just pulse in and out, use these energies to bring us to a place in the middle where we can live most easily. Bring your hands together at your heart. Let's close our practice with one Om together. Taking a deep breath. Namaste.